when we founded Yeniden Biz, I started going back and thinking about what it was that was in me, to this drive to serve, this drive to help other people. Where did it come from? I was wondering. And I came across this picture. So this is the front door of my high school, American Collegiate Institute, İzmir American, as some of you may know. And I went through this door every single day for 7 years. And it had on it, enter to learn, depart to serve. So they were ingraining in us from the start. We had no idea at the time, but it came back after a number of years. I had to make a few bets along the way across 3 continents to get to today. So let's talk about those bets as well. Well, I went to Boğaziçi, then worked at Anderson Consulting for 3 years before my father really nudged me, you need to go do your MBA. I was really happy in Istanbul, but okay, I said, okay, being the A-type people, let's go do our MBA. So I was lucky to be accepted at Duke. It was the dot-com boom times. The MBA graduates were earning 6-figure salaries, or they were founding companies like Google and Yahoo. So I was convinced I had a bright future ahead. So the summer I went to Duke, the dot-com crash hit. Suddenly, the 6-figure salaries disappeared, plus people started losing their jobs. And the future didn't seem to be so bright. But I was still lucky to be accepted at a global strategy consulting firm called Booz, which was then sold to PwC. And I did my internship there. So I still had the hopes of the bright future. But what came after that was September 11th. This is year 2001, and it came right after my internship. And even the faintest luck seemed to disappear that I would ever land a job in the US. So what was I going to do? The first bet came here. So I was taking a course at Duke called Social Entrepreneurship. I guess going back to this, enter to learn, depart to serve, I was intrigued about social entrepreneurship. And my professor, Greg Dees at the time, wanted me to come work with him in setting the Social Entrepreneurship Center at Duke. This really meant going away from a corporate career and embarking on something totally new, going against the herd. I thought about it for a while, and I decided to take this bet. And it changed my life forever, especially in the recent years. 1 year later, the corporate world knocked again, actually. Booz Allen came back and said, we actually want you. The economy is a bit better, so you can actually come work for us. And I couldn't resist the temptation, and I moved to New York to work with Booz. 6 years followed in New York and then in London. So we moved now to the second continent. I came back to Europe to be closer to home. And I was working 16-hour days like crazy. I was on an airplane all the time traveling to my clients. And I again had a bright future. I was going to make partner in this firm, and it was going to be great from then on. Well, maybe not. It started seeming meaningless. I was traveling all the time. I didn't have a home. I was away from friends and family. What was it all for? It all lost meaning for a while. And then I realized it was time to go against the herd again and leave that corporate track and move back to Turkey and to start something new. Bet number 2 was coming back to Turkey with lots of unknowns. But it introduced me to the wonderful firm I still work at today, Egon Zehnder, we are an executive search firm. So the firm has taught me how to make great people decisions and how to match talents with companies. At the same time, it enabled me to flourish my social entrepreneurship side. First of all, I started spending time with social organizations like Ashoka, Endeavor, etc. And the social entrepreneur in me started to live again a little bit. But it still wasn't enough, and I knew I had to do something more. By the way, my second bet also introduced me to my husband and partner in crime, who I'm still with today. And like I said, we have 2 kids, and the only reason he's not here with me today is because he has to put our 3-month-old to sleep tonight. Bet number 3, let's come to Yeniden Biz. When I was doing my corporate job at Egon Zehnder of matching talents with companies, I started coming across lots of talented women who had given career breaks for maternity, to take care of a sick person, or to just enjoy themselves and travel for a while. And these wonderful women were not able to come back to their work life for a variety of reasons. The doors were being closed on them. So I started feeling like an activist. Okay, I need to do something about this. And I realized that I couldn't help each and every single one by myself. So I had to find a few accomplices, and here came the second crazy, Didem, the third crazy, Melek, and the fourth crazy, Göknil. And we came together to form Yeniden Biz. Everybody likes to hear great comeback stories. At Yeniden Biz, we help talented women to write their own. So, what is it? It's actually a channel for qualified women to get back in business. What do? We create a candidate pool, and we actually ask these women to submit their resumes, and then they're stored in a database. It's basically pretty much like an executive search firm, but we are a foundation and not a profit-making company. Then we have a group of candidate development programs. These are anything from how to present yourself on LinkedIn to how to network better with potential employers to how to rewrite your resume. And the final bit is around actually the matching these women with the companies and helping them. We are a dernek. And we have a number of departments across candidate development to marketing and PR, to our IT group, to funding and corporate relationships, to our HR. And rest assured, this all happens with volunteer work. We have only 1 person on the payroll. We built a powerful community, and we built an ecosystem, which I'm really proud of, which turned into results. So let's talk about them. We've had 80+ development programs, 550+ people in our candidate pool. This is the most important one. 87 women landed preferred jobs. We have 70 active volunteers, 1,600 women who benefited from our programs, and we have 15 of our corporate members. I wanted to share a few stories, but for the sake of time, I will only share one. The story of Fulya. So I met Fulya because she had come to Egon Zehnder as she had returned with her husband from Sweden, where her husband was working. She had a wonderful career back in Turkey before with international corporations doing sales. She wanted to volunteer for NGOs during her break abroad, and she was doing that as well. And then she volunteered for Yeniden Biz almost full-time for 6, 7, 8 months. And then finally, she decided she wanted to pursue an NGO career. And now she's the fundraising head for TEGEV. We have more great treasures to reveal and more great comeback stories to write. And we hope you join us in doing this. I also want to say one last thing, which is I wanted to read a testament from one of our candidates. And I'm going to keep this in Turkish because I just wanted to do it verbatim. Programa ilk başladığımda iş bulmak konusunda umutlarımı yitirmiş, omuzlarım düşmüş ve panik halindeydim. Mentorum Yeniden Biz tarafından atandı. İlk tanışmamızdan itibaren müthiş bir içsel keşif yolculuğum başladı. Misyon, vizyon, değerler üzerinde ve hayattaki iş yaşamındaki beklentilerimiz üzerinde çok yönlü olarak çalışmaya başladık. Yeniden Biz beni bütün olarak ele aldı ve beni bugün geldiğim noktaya 3 hafta içinde taşıdı. Bugün bir iş teklifi aldım ve kabul ettim. Pazartesi günü işe başlıyorum. Sometimes it is okay to go against the herd. Don't be afraid to go against the herd. Thank you.